Hi mates, Julie here, and welcome to Friday's episode of The Boaters TV. First up today, it's smooth sailing time. Well, they're the smoothest sailing vessels on the sea, or at least some of the coolest looking. I'm talking about the tall ships, which made their way through Newport, Rhode Island 2 weeks ago, June 28th through July 1st. And thanks to Suki Finnerty, owner of Broadreach Productions and also a well-known yachting industry videographer and photographer, the Boaters TV can show you some footage from the event. Tall Ships Rhode Island 2007, sponsored by Amica Insurance, was an international celebration of these world-class vessels, and in honor of the fleet's visit, Newport threw one heck of a party. It included an extensive maritime festival spreading across the entire Newport harbor and culminated in Sunday's grand parade of sail out to sea. 19 ships participated from 11 different nations. Some of the Class A ships that came through Newport included the 293-foot German ship, the Gorch Fock II, a three-masted bark. Built in 1958, the Gorch Fock II has been in continuous service as a school ship for the German Navy. The 254-foot Cisne Branco, meaning White Swan, built in Amsterdam in 1998, but commissioned as a Brazilian naval vessel back in 2000. The 191-foot Dewa Rutki, a barkentine sailing vessel owned and operated by the Indonesian Navy. And the 195-foot Prince William, one of two tall ships used by the Tall Ships Youth Trust, which offers youth programs in sailing and seamanship in the UK. Next up, let's get on to some yada yada yada. Speaking of large boats, a viewer wrote in to ask about when I introduced yada 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 last week. I mentioned it was luxury, mega, and super yacht news, and then later brought up Giga Yachts. My viewer asked, what the heck's the difference? Allow me to make some sense of the superlative confusion. As for what classifies such vessels as luxury, well, the term luxury yacht doesn't really have an official definition. It's sort of a tabloid label. But a luxury yacht seems to typically earn such a distinction once it is entered into the 65 to 70 foot range and beyond, which is when they begin to come complete with crew quarters. A yacht gets deemed a mega yacht at the length of 80 feet, or 24 meters, which is the length where the international maritime community begins to set professional crew requirements and training standards. As for super yachts, well, they're not so super easy to define. The terms superyacht and megayacht are often used interchangeably, but some experts argue that swapping the terms is not necessarily correct, and that the designation of superyacht is one geared more towards not the size, but the quality of the boats. Roger Leanver-Coe, editor of the book The Superyachts, first published by Boat International Publications in 1988, explains it like this. While yes, size is a factor, a superyacht is a vessel, quote, that excels in one or more particular fields, be it craftsmanship, the ornateness of the interior, or even the sheer size of the project. And finally, the big daddies. The media, who, with all due respect, love choosing names to sexy things up a bit, have picked up on this recent trend of billionaires battling it out to build bigger and bigger boats, and consequently, the term Giga Yacht was born a couple years ago to describe all these new mega and super yachts that are coming out well over the 300-foot or 91-meter mark. All in all, it's a pretty confusing name game, huh? Hopefully, I've provided some clarification. Up next, here's what's splashing around in nautical news. My regular viewers may recall back in episode 5 of the Boaters TV, I brought up that according to Showboats International Magazine's 2007 Global Order Book, more of these mega, super, and giga yachts that I just spoke about are being built now than ever before, and the numbers just keep growing. Well, with this recent building boom, while other industries may be experiencing downsizing and layoffs, the mega yacht and large yacht marine industries are not. Yeah, talk about job security, this industry has it. But do they have enough workers to meet the demand? Not when you look at what's going on in the yachting capital of the world, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The marine industry generates more income for the state of Florida than the Super Bowl, the citrus industry, and the cruise line industry. And yet, the South Florida marine industry is experiencing a shortage of qualified tradesmen, shipyard staff, and even crew to fill positions aboard all these new big boats coming off the line soon. To help out in this crisis, MIASF, that's the Marine Industries Association of South Florida, in conjunction with Workforce One of Broward County, Florida, a government agency providing employment-related services, created together an interactive DVD, Navigate Your Career, Charting a Course in the Marine Industry, which gives insight into the vast array of rewarding marine career opportunities that exist in South Florida. much of it geared around Fort Lauderdale, again, the hub of this large yacht industry. The DVD explores career paths such as working in shipyards, with jobs ranging from divers and dock attendants to boat refinishing and repair work jobs. The industry is looking for skilled tradesmen such as electricians, painters, machinists, welders, carpenters, and fiberglass workers. Or look to jobs in the marinas, such as starting out as a fuel dock attendant or dockhand and later working your way up to becoming a marina manager or maintenance supervisor. And finally, and a cause very dear to my heart, the industry is seeking qualified crew to work aboard all these mammoth vessels coming out in the mega, super, and giga yacht categories. So, whether you're planning to channel your passion of recreational boating into a career, or if you have kids, let's say, who love boating and boating-related activities, but who may not realize that they could one day have a job involved in what they love, then you can go to www.miasf.org and make a request to have a free copy of this DVD sent to you. And yes, that's right, it's free. Another option, if you're interested in learning more about working aboard these 80-foot-plus vessels, is to check out my book, The Insider's Guide to Becoming a Yacht Stewardess. Confessions from my years afloat with the rich and famous. And no, that's not just a shameless self-promotional plug. My book is part memoir and part how-to. So whether you're interested in entry-level yacht crew work as a deckhand or mate, where you can ultimately become a captain, an assistant engineer, a chef, or of course a steward or stewardess, then you should check it out. You can purchase The Insider's Guide to Becoming a Yacht Stewardess by Julie Perry at Amazon.com or BarnesandNoble.com. Or you can obtain a copy by visiting my website, www.workonayacht.com, where I not only sell autographed copies, but I'll send you the Navigate Your Career DVD along for free. Another book to check out is Working on Yachts and Superyachts by Jennifer Errico, also available at Amazon.com as well as at yachtingcruise.com. And that's a wrap on this Friday's episode of The Boaters TV. We'll see you back here on Monday, and until then, a safe and happy boating weekend to you all. Take care.